Welcome back, you ecclesiastical frog accountants, to another wonderful, beautiful day of playing out in the world of Outer Wilds, brought to you, of course, by Please Insert CD! Yes, the wonderful place. Links below if you want to check out the website where you can read all sorts of fancy reviews from Lepcis and I. Otherwise, who cares? We're gonna go figure out what we can do in space today. As always, I hope everything in your life is going swimmingly. If it's not, I'm sorry. Hopefully it'll get better. Oh, escape pod. What? We have a lot of things on our computer. This must all be from last time. There's too many things! I'm not going to remember all these things! Okay. Looks like there's a little green exclamation mark on anything that we haven't looked at. So, what is this little asterisk? Well, whatever. The Nomai constructed okay, this is the old settlement. The Nomai constructed a temporary settlement beneath their crashed escape pod. The Nomai abandoned the settlement, overgrowing... What? The Nomai abandoned this settlement, overgrowing concerns about its stability. Oh, as in over the growing concerns, not like overgrowth. That threw me off. Anyway, apparently the orange asterisk means that there is more to explore. Then we have Escape Pod 1, one of the Nomai escape pods that crashed in our solar system. All three escape pods were launched from something called the Vessel, which was badly damaged. Okay. So apparently there's more escape pods to find. The Hanging City. The Nomai city is suspended beneath Brittle Hollow's northern glacier. The city is divided vertically into 4 districts. I found a switch in the Meltwater district that raises and lowers the Black Hole Forge. Yes, so as we can surmise, perhaps the black hole that exists within the center of Brittle Hollow was actually constructed purposefully by the Nomai using this Black Hole Forge. It does appear there's still even more to find there. The Black Hole Forge is suspended below the Hanging City. I found a switch in the Meltwater district that raises and lowers the forge. The Black Hole Forge district is the highest district in the Hanging City. Alright, well, fancy. The Sunless City. That is such a great name. The White Hole Station. Every Nomai warp tower is tuned to a specific astral body. To use a tower, you must be standing in the warp platform during the tower's alignment with its corresponding astral body. The alignment happens when the astral body is directly overhead. And apparently there's still more to be found there. The Northern Glacier. The North Pole of Brittle Hollow is covered by snow and ice. There is a uniquely shaped Nomai ruin on the surface. The Nomai were able to warp here from the White Hole Station. This is where they first recreated warp technology, as we read all about that last time. Then there's the Solanum Shuttle. A Nomai named Solanum as in a person, Solanum. A Nomai named Solanum landed I missed that. Apparently it's a girl. Woman, whatever, female species, landed her shuttle at the Quantum Moon South Pole and prepared to make the rest of the journey on foot. Visitors to the Quantum Moon always arrive at the South Pole for reasons unknown to the Nomai. Now that's peculiar because this says this is different from apologies. This is different from the conclusion that we made last time where I rationalized that entry to the Quantum Moon must be made at the South Pole, but here it seems to suggest that upon arrival, you always arrive at the South Pole. Perhaps landing on the South Pole is not exactly what we need to do. We need to find another way to enter the Quantum Moon, which always lands us on the South Pole. I don't know. A Nomai on Brittle Hollow observed a phantom moon that would sometimes appear in the sky. A Nomai named Solanum landed a shuttle on the Quantum Moon. Chert's research notes mention a quantum moon that no Hearthian has ever been able to land on, ourselves included. The Gravity Cannon, a huge cylindrical structure that generates a strong upward gravity field. I recalled a Nomai shuttle from the Quantum Moon. There's still more to explore there. And is that it? Or is this... Oh, here's another new one. Rybeck's Camp. Rybeck has set up a camp at the bottom of the Crossroads. Crossroads. That was on Brittle Hollow, right? Yeah, right. Rybeck was the guy at the bottom who was, like, terrified of space. Very much a Hearthian after my own heart. Okay. Their excitement at being surrounded by so much Nomai history is matched only by their terror of the black hole. Rybeck is Timber Hearth's only archaeologist. They overcame their fear of space to explore Brittle Hollow's treasure trove of Nomai culture. Yeah, a lot of natural light coming in today, guys. Sorry. I have to keep the windows open so it's not completely dark, so I'm sorry if I look like a ghost. The frozen Nomai shuttle, that was something we already knew about. Well, we said it last time, and I'll say it again. We've landed on each unique planet, at least as far as what is recorded on our solar system chart here. I feel like the logical thing to do is to pick a planet and just go deeper. I feel like we were pretty deep into Dark Bramble. Let's go to... Why don't we figure out what the heck's going on the Interloper? I feel like that's probably going to be a little bit boring, but there's this frozen Nomai shuttle, and yet there's more to explore there. So let's just go back to the Interloper and see if we can figure out anything else about that shuttle. Right? Let's plot the course before we lift off, even though lifting off is so fun. To space! And other things. In space, no one can hear you scream about... I don't know. What's something that you wouldn't normally scream about in space? Taxes! Very quiet. Oh, right. We need to slow down. Otherwise, I'm going to crash into the planet. Or just fly past the planet, which is more likely to be the case. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. No! We're gonna crash. No! Oh, cool. We did it. No. Wait a minute. What is that on the Interloper? Oh, that's just, like, earth. Rock and some such. It looked funny from a distance, but the texture just hasn't loaded it. Wait, what the? Dark Bramble, get out of here. I feel like landing on the Interloper is a little bit tricky just because it's so small. It's not that it doesn't have plenty of surface area, it's just that the rounded nature of it. You can really see its sphericalness from outside space. Okay, so there's something we missed here. It's even quite possible that we can't even discover it yet. Perhaps the key to unlocking its secrets are found yet on another planet, but we will do our best here. Okay, let's retranslate this. Troublesome assumes the comet wishes to submerge our shuttle in ice. Yeah, we already knew that. How do we progress? Oh, 4. There we go. Even if it did, it couldn't someone call it back home to the gravity cannon on an Ember Twin? Ah! So that's probably what we need to do. The gravity cannon, we're quite familiar with gravity cannons now. This didn't mean anything to us earlier, but now reading it again gives us new context. Yes, because we were able to recall the shuttle using the gravity cannon on Brittle Hollow, so we would surely be able to recall this frozen shuttle using the gravity cannon on an Ember Twin. Yes, but the exploration of the comet would be more difficult if we were without the shuttle until someone recalled it. Perhaps we shouldn't have landed on the dark side of the comet. Suppose one of us remained in the shuttle. Oh dear. Oh dear. That means there's probably a dead Nomai in the shuttle. To keep it warm and continue monitoring the surface, this would be wise. I think, Clary, if you don't mind waiting here with it. Oh, we're gonna find the corpse of Clary. Poor Clary. Okay, so, indeed, I don't think we can actually do anything here on the planet itself. I think we need to go to Ember Twin and recall the shuttle. To Ember Twin! Oh, crap, which twin? Oh, they very kindly gave them different names. So we want to go on the one that is not the sandy planet. Oh, if we launch now, we can get there. Oh no, go, go, go! There it is. Oh crap, we're getting pulled into the sun. No, no, no. Oh dear. Everything is terrible. I'm gonna pretend I meant to do that. We're just going in for a clean slate. We just wanted the most amount of time, right, to explore Ember Twin. Right, because Ember Twin has all that sand filling in nonsense, and by the luck of the gods, we managed to get through it the first time without dying. I feel bad, but I feel like that was very much beginner's luck, and if we go back, I have a pretty good premonition that we're going to die. I don't think I can do all that Indiana Jonesing again and not die. We'll try to avoid the sun again this time, since apparently that's a bad thing to do. Running into the sun. Oh dear. Interesting. So there's no sand coming off of... Oh, got a bit of a pause there. There's no sand coming off of the Ash Twin. Which means under normal circumstances, I suppose the Ash Twin just simply doesn't contribute sand to the Ember Twin. Which would make a lot more sense. Oh, there's the gravity cannon. We know that now. Alright, let's see if we can get in here. Okay, we don't want to land our ship inside the gravity cannon for obvious reasons. So instead, let's try and land here. Alright. Hopefully we can start exploring before all that sand starts filling up. This seems really big for a gravity cannon. Maybe this isn't a gravity cannon. No, it totally is! Look, there's the horseshoe thing. Ah, this is so cool! Like, if we had come here... We did come here earlier. I don't know if we came to this specific location, but if we had come here without having that context, it wouldn't mean anything to us. The shuttle is currently resting on the comet. Call the shuttle home. Activate the gravity cannon. Awesome. We'll just pull this thing back. Alright. There's the frozen Nomai shuttle that appeared on the comet. Go ahead and bop in here and... Whoa! Nomaian space gear looks awesome. What is that? On their feet? I wish I could crouch and get a better look at it. Huh. Oh yeah. Dear. Do we see a skeleton in here? There's no skeleton in... Oh, no. There it is. Poor Clary. Rest in peace. Let's read Clary's last words. I fear our situation may be dire. Pi, Poke, and I have landed here on this comet not long after its arrival in this star system. Our shuttle's equipment heard a strange energy readings coming from somewhere beneath the surface. Pi and Poke were able to locate a fissure in the ice on the comet's sunward side, and they descended inside to investigate the source of the readings. But Pi and my sister have been gone for a long time. They haven't contacted me since descending below the surface either. Should I leave the shuttle to look for them? I want to follow protocol, but I don't know what I'll do if they aren't well. Poke, Pi, come back to me safely, my friends. So, unfortunately, Clary just remained inside the shuttle, which eventually froze over. And without the means to launch, because all of the Nomaian space travel relies on gravity, she would have no way of propelling herself off of the interloper. We could launch this ourselves. I don't know if that would be particularly useful. We did... Okay, but we did get one... What is happening? We're stuck. We're frozen. I don't know what happened. Alright, hang on. Let me fix this. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Should be more Or rather, the hopefully we won't encounter any more frozen-ish problems like that. Basically, I just restarted the game, flew back here. We might be a little earlier in the timeline than when we left off. Otherwise, I don't remember precisely what I was saying, but it was probably something along the lines of poor Clary, who stayed here on the ship, eventually got frozen over and was unable to escape the planet. We could launch here, I suppose. Well, wait a minute. No, wouldn't Clary always be able to return via the one of these things? Yeah, okay. See, this one launches us, but there should be one. Oh dear. Let's not go to the sun. One of these definitely takes us back. Yeah, like that. So why didn't she go back? For whatever reason, she just stayed there. Maybe she just kept waiting so long that she became too cold, fell asleep, and died from the cold. At any rate, I guess we could continue to explore around here. Although, oh, right. Okay, so the interesting bit of information we found here was the fact that here it is. They were able to locate a fissure in the ice on the comet's sunward side. So perhaps we can find that same fissure. And I hate to be going back and forth like a slingshot here, but I feel like maybe we should go back to... if we can even get out of here. Oh no. Can we not thrust out of this? Is the gravity too high? It doesn't feel like the gravity's very high. I have a crazy plan. Hopefully it doesn't involve us launching ourselves into the sun. To space! Wait, come on. To space! Oh dear. What happened? Why did that not work? So for some reason the spacecraft launched into the side of the gravity tunnel. Let's see if we can maybe get a... No. I don't know what happened there. Perhaps we can't... No, surely we can launch out of here, because we launched out of there initially. Why was the Nomayan space shuttle at an angle? Well, regardless, I guess that just gives us even more time to check out the interloper. What I was going to do is launch the Nomayan shuttle and then just jump out the back end of it after we left, or rather got very close to leaving the orbit of the Ash Twin, or the Ember Twin, rather. Okay, well, the interloper's all the way out here, but what can you do? We'll see if we can locate that same fissure. And definitely attempt to avoid the sun this time. What do you call those things on the sun that rise up out of the fire? Is that the corona? Or the... That's not nova, right? No. All of my working knowledge of sun-based terminology comes from Golden Sun, which, funnily enough, has nothing to do with the actual sun. And in the game, there were all these djinn that you could find, and they all had different powers and gave your characters extra spells and changed their class and stuff like that. But all of the fire djinn were basically, oh, we're gonna crash and die. Oh gosh, are we alive? We're live. This is what I get for talking about Golden Sun. Oh, jeez. Wait, what? Oh my goodness. What just happened? I think our ship is gone, guys. I think we broke the ship. Yeah. What do we do now? Let's go. You know, I don't think we can do anything now. I think we're just dead. We took massive damage. The hull of our ship has basically been removed forcibly. There's no way we can catch up with Dark Bramble. Our speed is very quickly diminishing. We don't have enough fuel to actually build up enough speed to get back. In fact, we're moving so far away that the sun has decided to despawn. That is truly unfortunate. I mean, maybe we can make it back. We have to have enough oxygen, though. Oh, gosh. No, we're moving way too far away. We're not gonna have enough fuel to counteract our movement away from our solar system. We're just floating out into space. I know we can't really see it because we have nothing relative to ourselves to gauge our movement, but yeah, we're very quickly moving outside of the solar system. Are we even on this map? Oh, yeah, there we are. You can see we're moving away there. I can't even move the screen up higher than that. Alright, well, let's see what happens when we just float off into space in our suit. Anyway, might as well finish my story, since, you know, we got nothing else to do. So yeah, in Golden Sun, which has nothing to do with the sun, you get Jinn, and all the fire Jinn have, like, you know, fiery names, and a lot of them have to do with the sun. That's the end of the story. I'm pretty sure one of the Jinn's name was Corona. What were some of the other fire Jinn names? Ember, Cinder, probably like, I don't know, Blaze. Oh, that might have just been a spell. Golden Sun, very fun game. Even the second one. That doesn't happen often. But yeah, the second one was still fun too. This is just going to become Chesney's story hour. I can just hear the audience screaming now. Oh gosh, please no. Yeah, we're not even on the map anymore. Like, I don't even think I can zoom out further. Well, I suppose we had to have one of these deaths sometime, right? Wait, we're moving closer to Hollow's Lantern? How? Or is it moving closer to us? It does appear to get... Our speed relative to it is decreasing. It's probably just because Hollow's Lantern is just moving towards us. Yeah. I would imagine. Because we're over here, and it's just slowly rotating around, so it's going to get closer to us when it arrives here, and then it's going to start moving further away again. But yeah, Golden Sun, pretty fun game. Has a little bit of continuity issues in regards to, oh gosh, the third one. Please don't play the third one. Just play 1 and 2 and pretend that the story ends there. Eventually, I don't want to give too much away, but 2 very critical characters who are your adversaries. How do I say this without giving anything away? I don't know if I can. They retcon a bit. They vilify certain characters by the time the third one rolls around that probably shouldn't have been vilified. Since they weren't really the villains, they just had ulterior methods of obtaining the same goal as you. Funnily enough, most people play the game, myself included, the first time. Look at that debris. I wonder if that's the debris at the white hole. Is a white hole near here? Is it even on our map? Yeah, there it is. I bet that is the debris from the white hole. Because over time, Brittle Hollow... Well, maybe not. There's not very much debris there. But over time, the stuff gets sucked into Brittle Hollow and then appears over there in the white hole. But yeah, most people playing Golden Sun, myself included the first time through, just dump the same Djinn on the same elemental hero. And while that's certainly a, like, justified thing to do, it's not like you can't win the game doing that. But really, a lot of the fun in the game comes from just messing up everyone's elements. Because you get some zany classes if you do that. Like, you can turn Ivan into a battle mage. Ivan, the little skinny boy. Or you can turn, like, Isaac into a samurai. Or weird things like illusionists and stuff like that. You do gotta be careful. You gotta be very intentional when you class change people. Because otherwise, you will end up with some pretty weak classes. So you definitely have to play around with it. Is this our life now? Guys, if you're still here, I wouldn't blame you at all if you skipped ahead 5 minutes to wait for me to die. If you're still here, this is our life. Floating through space, waiting to die, talking about Golden Sun. Is this what would happen if you were actually in an infinite time loop? I know technically we're not in an infinite time loop, our memories are just being sent back to us, but... like, would that be how casually you start to view your own demise? Oh dear. Ugh. What a terrible thing to die from a lack of oxygen. Hopefully with any luck we fell asleep very quickly. Alright, so what did we learn? Every failure comes with a nice chance to learn from your mistakes. We learned not to fly into the interloper at full blinding speed, because not only will your spacecraft become damaged, your spacecraft will become critically damaged, as in separated into pieces. I didn't expect that. I'll be honest, I thought the ship was just this invincible thing that as long as you could jump out and repair it, everything would be fine, but nope. Okay, so let's try that again. This time with less death. The question is, which side of the sun do we want to take? We should probably go underneath the sun now that I'm looking at it. We'll skirt to this side of it. Since the comet seems to be traveling down relative to our current position, obviously there's no down in space, but you know what I mean. Alright, and we will very carefully monitor our speed here. 31 kilometers away. And the moment our meters match the kilometers, if that makes sense, the numbers there, we will begin to slow down. So we're at 10, 11... Okay, we're gonna start slowing down now. This seems to have served us well in the past. Still not quite enough. I probably should have started slowing down sooner. Okay, now the bright side of the comet, right, would be the side of the comet that is facing the sun. And they found a fissure here. It would almost appear that right there is the fissure. Like, this seems like it's the bright side of the comet. Ow. Let's see if the computer gives us any hints. Oh. No, it didn't. Okay, but that does fix all of the things we needed to find on the interloper. The Nomai landed in the interloper not long after its arrival in the solar system. The shuttle's equipment heard strange energy readings coming from somewhere beneath the surface. We need to use our stethoscope, signal scope, whatever it's called. Clary, the Nomai who stayed behind, lost contact with the other two after they descended below the interloper's surface, so we should probably be careful when we go down there. The gravity cannon recalled a Nomai shuttle from the interloper. We already knew that. Subsurface energy readings. The shuttle's equipment heard strange energy readings coming from somewhere beneath the surface. Two of the Nomai located a fissure in the ice on the interloper's sunward side. They descended deeper to investigate, which is precisely what you and I are going to do. Let's get that signal scope out and start to see what we can find. Okay, a fissure. One would assume that this is the fissure, or at least this is the portion of the interloper that is sunward facing. Ice in large quantity is terrifying for some reason. I don't know if it's because of its non-negotiable ability to really use as a frictionable surface to travel on, or if it's simply the concept of so much cold inside the ice itself. I know that's a very strange way of putting it, but have you ever worked a retail job where you had to go into your store's industrial freezer? I don't think I realized just how cold those things are. Walking into those things... Oh! Wow, that was just feldspar, never mind. Walking into those things is like walking into a chamber of pure death. You can feel the life leaving you with each breath you take as you're desperately clambering for frozen pizzas and TV dinners to restock on the shelves or the freezers or wherever you are. I didn't see anything. I think we made the whole circle around that part. Wait. What? It's melting. Oh, so cool. I should say not so cool. Because it's melting. You get it? Okay. So the sun seems to have melted this part of the interloper. Hopefully our journey down here doesn't end with us being frozen. Let's hope we don't die from the heat of the sun. But okay, that makes a certain amount of sense. There's a time where the interloper definitely comes very close to the sun. I'm sure that will freeze back over once we leave the sun's orbit, so let's go deeper inside. Anyway, to wrap up the story, yes, it's one of those things where you're inside the freezer going, you know I'm going to be okay, but logically speaking, if I... How do you use your camera again? Oh, there we go. Okay, Lepcis told me there was a picture mode. You could... How do you do picture mode? Oh, photo mode. Here we go. Oh, that's so much easier. I can't believe that I didn't know that existed. Alright, anyway. Yeah, you logically speaking, you're like, I know I'm fine. I know I can just leave the freezer and I'll be okay. Well, there's another part of me that is like, you know, if I stayed in this freezer for like an hour, I would probably be dead. Well, maybe not an hour, but maybe a couple hours. Alright, translation. Pi. I'm receiving a much stronger energy readings now that we're beneath the crust. Whatever it is must lie somewhere below, closer to the comet's center. And I'm starting to think it's more dangerous than we realized. Pi says, Clary, can you hear us? Yes, but your voices are faint. I fear we will lose communication entirely if you continue any deeper. Poke responds, keep the shuttle warm for us, Clary. We'll return the moment we identify the source of the energy readings. Clary says, I understand, but be cautious, both of you. Sadness. Hey! Oxygen! That's very important for us, as we discovered earlier. A lot of ghost matter, ghost rock around... Oh, no. A lot of ghost rock around here. I feel like perhaps... This is going to be dangerous because, yeah, because of that. We're using fuel here. We only have so much fuel. So the problem is that if we handle this poorly, we will find ourselves sliding down a tunnel of ice. That inevitably leads to death. Now, can we trust the scout here? We launched the scout here. The scout presumably would travel down the path of least resistance. Now, there's some ghost rock in a pit. But it doesn't... I don't know. Is that... Okay, so we don't want to take that path. Because that path definitely leads to death. What about this one? Yeah, that path also leads to death. It's hard to tell. I think this one leads to death, definitely. Yeah, definitely after that. No, don't stick to the wall. Hey. Huh. What passageway is this? Alright, so we don't want to go that way. Oh, this is probably where we came from. Oh, and we don't want to use fuel because fuel is precious to us now. It seemed like perhaps this was the way to go, right? Like, I'm not seeing any ghost rock except for that pit. But the scout seems to avoid the pit. I don't know. Nothing ventured, nothing gained and all that. Yeah, we don't want to go in that pit. But as long as we avoid that, we should be okay. Hey, I said avoid the pit. Oh, crud. Do we even have a choice? Nuts. It doesn't seem like there's a way down there. I might have just signed us up for our doom. Our ship is probably off at Timbuktu right now. No, it seems like it's still on the planet. We could leave the caves here and attempt to get more rocket fuel. Oh no, I've already forgotten which direction we took. Maybe we need to go this way. Okay. Alright, let's go get some rocket fuel again. We'll have to wait for the sun to thaw the fissure, but it's better than just dying down here. Although, now that I think about it, can't we convert our oxygen into fuel? We have an infinite amount of oxygen. Perhaps we should just press on. Have we tried this one yet? Yeah, that one... These all lead to death. This is the one we just took. And as interesting as it is that it comes down here and locates this area, there's nothing we can do down here. One would assume that the Nomai met their fate at the hands of this ghost rock. We can't go that way. We can't go that way. Yeah, that's all of the locations. What are we missing? More Nomaian Happy Meals. Is there a way into this pit without actually going in? Do we have to wait for something to thaw? That pit looks pretty much 100% ghost rock. Like, I don't think there's a way for us to get in there without... Wait a minute, what's this? Aha! The secrets reveal themselves to our eyes. Oh, we should probably keep checking for ghost rock. I don't know what I would have done without camera mode. Thank you, Lepcis. This is fantastic. It allows me to satisfy my paranoia. Well, that being said, we do need to swap to scout mode here. Okay, looks like a pool on the left is dangerous. Pool on the right is safe. Oh, but then further to the right is not safe. So we'll need to go To the right, and then to the left. And after that, I can't tell because I'm having trouble getting the scout to take the left path. Ah, it looked like it took the left path there. Okay, left path seems to be okay once you make it down there. So, here goes nothing. Bad path, good path. Oh, geez, we're moving so fast. We must be near the sun. Fuel is at a critical level, but again, once we run out of fuel, we'll just simply begin to convert our oxygen into fuel. I'm sure that's safe, right? There's probably another tree down here, right? Heh. Well, we've made it this far. Oh no. Wait, why would this Nomian have died here? So this definitely seems to be a Nomian spacesuit. He's even got one of those masks. Frozen crystals seem to be sticking out of him? Ghost rock! No, that's ghost rock. Poor guy must have died from ghost rock like we suspected. Well, we have to do something, so let's go. Oh man, there's another body there. But there's no ghost rock here. Whoa, we're in zero gravity. We must be at the planet's center? Why would there be zero gravity at the planet's center? I thought every planet had to have like a molten lava center. Well, I think we found poke and pie. Oops. That is not what I meant to do. In fact, that is very unhelpful. Let's get a good look at poke or pie's face here. Ooh. Looks like one of those crystals coming out of their eye. Gruesome. Where did that device go that I shot? Oh, gosh. That's fine. We probably didn't need to read that, right? Yeah, so it would appear that indeed they fell prey to a large amount of ghost rock. Where the devil is that camcorder? Unfortunately, our fate is very much going to be the same if we don't get out of here. Nope, we don't want to go that way. Oh, there's the camcorder. Well, at the very least, we can at least get the info. Not camcorder, you know what I mean. Why do I keep... That's it, that's it. Chesney's no longer allowed to hit buttons. We're gonna get this. Okay, the spherical stone casing here seems to be the source of the energy readings. No, rather, the source of what's within the stone. I'm detecting some form of exotic matter. The stone is muting our energy readings. They should be 10 times what we're seeing. Oh, come on. Curses. Alright, how many of you have died in that manner? I bet not very many. Admittedly, it was quite comical to attempt to read this thing as both of us are floating through 0G. Well, we know how to do this now. We know that there's no particular rush to get to the interloper because we can't actually get into the fissure until it melts, so we don't need to be super fast. And we know how to travel through the ice caves, so getting in there and getting out alive should at least be... We should at least have higher odds of success this time. It was fascinating to see the two bodies of the Nomais actually in their suits, as saddening as it was. Perhaps the Nomai did not have the ability to discover the ghost rock, or perhaps they just simply fell prey to it simply How many times am I going to say simply? The same way that we just did, where... Oh, wait, what? What? Where's Chezni flying today? Anyway, either they didn't have the ability to detect ghost rock, or they blundered into it, much like we have on several occasions. Although, it seemed like there was a significantly large amount of it within the center of the planet. Is that where ghost rock comes from? Kind of would make sense, since ghost rock evaporates. Perhaps pieces of it from the interloper have just scattered about the solar system over the years. No, wait. We learned our lessons. We're going to avoid crashing into the interloper, even though I'm definitely moving way too fast. Gah. You think I'd be getting better at this, not worse? It's not helped by the fact that the interloper is traveling towards us, so relative to our own position, we're moving at it even faster. Zeno of Alea, or Alea? Zeno of Alea? Well, one of those two. Is one of my favorite philosophers, but he, aside from Descartes is number one, Zeno's probably number two. Aside from the obvious fallacies of a lot of his ideas, he has this really funny one, where he argues that two objects... I'm probably going to butcher this, because it's been a while since I've studied him. He argued that two objects moving towards each other, if an object is in the middle of those two objects, then that object perceives the two objects as moving at twice the speed, because they're moving toward... the distance between themselves is moving twice as fast because they're moving towards each other. Some nonsense like that. It's an interesting idea, but it doesn't hold any water because speed is not relative to a fixed point. Speed is relative to the object itself moving within space. But he is one of the philosophers, if not the first philosopher recorded, to have said the concept that movement should be impossible. This is why I love Zeno. His theories don't really work, but he loved looking at the world in weird ways. He said that movement is a paradox, because in order to move to any location, you would have to first meet the halfway point to that location. So if I want to move a foot, I would have to move 6 inches. And if I want to move 6 inches, I need to move 3 inches. And if I want to move 3 inches, I need to move 1.5, and so on and so forth. And so he argued that movement should be impossible, because we simply cannot ever reach the halfway point. Now I hear things thawing. I hope we're not too late. Oh, good. Just need to get down here before the sun nukes us. All right, we did it. Hopefully our ship is still back up there when we need it. Alrighty. Now that we are masters of the interloper, geez, space travel would be so easy if you just had infinite life. I feel like the moment that... This is not the thing we want. I feel like the moment that this time loop stops working, and this poor Harthian that we're playing as has to go back to the real way that the world works, he's going to be so used to being able to throw his life away that he's going to go out to space and like immediately see something cool and be like, hey, I'm going to go look at that. Gets nuked by the sun and then is like, oh crap, right, I'm not going to reset my timeline. As Mario once said, here we go. This is going so much better. It's amazing how something as simple as knowledge allows you to travel immensely faster. Rest in peace, poker pie. Now we'll actually get to read this, because Chezni is going to put away the scout launcher. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized something. If the Nomai are already wearing the masks, how do they exist here? The masks didn't get activated. That can be the only explanation. So the reason why this guy didn't keep reliving his memories and be able to prevent his own death is because his mask wasn't activated, even though there was a spot for it. That's so sad. Oh well. I'm going to start over here. The spherical stone casing here seems to be the source of the energy readings. No, rather, the source is what's within the stone. I'm detecting some form of exotic matter. Oh, they must be talking about the ghost rock itself. The stone is muting our energy readings. They should be 10 times what we're seeing at least. Poke responds, Pi, I don't think we want this matter interacting with us. As far as I can tell, direct contact with it would be almost certainly fatal. Pi responds, I've never encountered anything like this casing, but it's all that's protecting us from what's inside. Worse still, this matter is disturbingly volatile. Hang on, the way that they're talking, it's almost as if the ghost rock was inside something. In fact, they rationalized that their energy reading should be 10 times higher, but the casing, the spherical casing around something, was preventing them from reading it. So there must have been a case around the ghost rock. Poke says, Pi, whatever the matter inside the stone casing is, it's more than just profoundly unstable. It's under tons of pressure, and of course that's the... I don't quite remember because it's been 70 million years since I've gone to school, but that's like the metric ton, or... Wait, what's it? There's a difference between TONNES and TON. TON represents pounds, and TONNES represents pressure? Something like that? Look at this density scan. I've never seen anything this tightly compacted before. What is this? So, pressure or density. This is orders of magnitude worse than I'd imagined. If the stone were to rupture, the lethal matter within would rapidly expand, completely blanketing the star system with almost instantaneously. And the pressure is still building as the How do I scroll here? How do scroll text 2 and 3? Okay. Blanketing the star system almost instantaneously, and the pressure is still building as the comet approaches this star system. Return to the shuttle right now. The rest of our friends need to know they're in terrible danger. Leave your equipment and run. What are you doing, Pi? The more we know about this alien matter, the better our chances of survival. I will learn what I can here. Go warn the others. Maybe they can construct shelter somehow. Now, Poke. So this must be Pi. So Pi tried to save Poke. Poke didn't make it. And the casing surrounding this ghost rock was under an extreme amount of pressure, so there was a lot of ghost rock inside. Kind of like when you puncture an aerosol can. And so when it exploded, it covered the entire star system with the ghost rock. The good news is, ghost rock evaporates. So eventually, there shouldn't be any more of it, right? The bad news is that's not happening anytime soon. Now, if I could just remember the buttons to actually pull out... There we go. So now we just need to find a way to get out of here that doesn't involve us dying from ghost rock. So Clary waited up on the interloper for her brother and friend to come back, and they never did because they were dead, and they lost signal, or she lost signal from them. It looks like this is a way to leave, but I feel like there must be more here. Okay, let's try to track all of our entrances and exits. That's where we came in from. Can't go that way. Alright. How about here? Can't go that way. It really just seems like the only way in and out is that same crevice. Well, until we have any other reason to think otherwise, let's just exit then. Are we even going to be able to leave, though? I mean, the interloper isn't that big, right? So it's not that surprising to think that perhaps we have seen all there is to see. I'm more just concerned of how do we travel up this slope. Of course, the planet is circular. So even though this appears to be a hill for us, it's not as steep as it may otherwise be. Because as we travel forward, the center of gravity shifts. So traveling up what appears to be a very steep hill actually isn't impossible, like I had thought. Yeah, take that, King Kai's planet from Dragon Ball Z. Why does it make any sense that your tiny, tiny planet has an extreme center of gravity? Or, not center of gravity, extreme gravitational pull. Well, okay. I think we just wait here for the sun to thaw us out. And hopefully our ship is still here. It does say it's 97 meters over in that way. That direction. That's a lot better than being like thousands of kilometers off into some unknown side of space. It's going to take a little while for us to get close enough to the sun for it to matter. We need to find a place that we can just sit without using fuel to maintain our position. How about over here? Everything is hilly. I'm just going to try to not use fuel, maybe? No, because if we don't use fuel, it's going to very much push us over there. And we're getting much closer to the sun. Again, if we run out of fuel, we will be able to burn our oxygen. We have quite a bit of oxygen. So I think we're going to be fine. And our exit reveals itself. Nope. Too much thrust. Too much thrust. We gotta get into the ship before we get nuked. Aha! Take that, gravity. For a moment there, we were like floating. I think the sun's gravitational pull was trying to take us with it. Alright, let's take a quick gander at the computer and see what, make sure we've filled in. Oh, come on! What? There's something still we need to do here? I found no two missing members of the... Oh, no, okay, never mind. Green exclamation marks means we've done everything. I found the two missing members of the Nomai shuttle crew near a large ruptured stone that looked like it exploded from the inside. The Nomai traced the strange energy readings to a spherical stone casing filled with some form of exotic matter. They determined that exotic matter was both lethal and under extreme pressure. If the stone were to rupture, the exotic matter within would rapidly expand, completely blanketing the solar system almost instantaneously. One of the Nomai stayed behind to examine the alien matter while the other rushed back to the surface to warn the rest of the Nomai. Of course, they were unsuccessful. There were no survivors. Well, that kind of finishes up the interloper, doesn't it? There's really nothing more to do there. Well, okay. Where do we go next? I won't make us sit here and run the clock out on this one. I think you've seen the world end enough times. You're not missing anything. So we'll go ahead and end today's episode there. When we come back, I don't know, the Hourglass Twins seem like they have a lot to hide. So perhaps we'll go take a gander at them next time, figure out what this Ash Twin project is about. Oh, apparently we found more information on the Nomai mines here. The Nomai discovered a species of four-eyed semi-aquatic life forms in the waterways, which of course are the Harthians. But yes, the Black Hole Forge, or we could go back to Brittle Hollow. Maybe Brittle Hollow would make more sense. We found that whole city that we didn't even get to explore. Now, let's go back to Brittle Hollow next time. So, I hope you enjoyed more random shenanigans of flying around space and dying in all sorts of horrible, unimaginable, or maybe what makes them horrible is they are imaginable, ways. Otherwise, stay frosty out there, or don't, if you're trying to explore fissures on the Interloper. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.